Hey everybody, welcome back to Fresh Lava Productions. Today we're going to be discussing the air sign Aquarius. It is the 11th sign in the zodiac, the water bearer. I've been fortunate enough to have some in my life. My father was an Aquarius, is an Aquarius, depending on how you look at it. My nephew Jack, one of my favorite people in this whole world. A good friend of mine that I used to work with who probably doesn't want me to mention his name because he'd be really embarrassed. That's one of the things about them, not so much for the spotlight, although they are actually really good leaders. Um, they are original people, creative. They very much value independence, don't like to have to rely on other people for anything that they may want or need. Incredibly deep thinkers. Will spend untold amounts of time pondering a subject. They need mental stimulation, kind of like Geminis in that way. They can get bored easily, and especially if they're children, it can lead to a lack of motivation to get the best results for whatever's going on. Humanitarian, very, very warm hearted people. Outgoing, usually pretty effective communicators, like Virgos in that way. They they're really good listeners, and poker face is kind of a normal demeanor for one of them to have. Now that can come across as cold and insensitive, and they can be perceived as unemotional. But what's actually happening is if you're seeing that, it's likely just a failure to express their emotions accurately. They can have a hard time transmuting from thought to speech. And But often are going to be very emotional people, just might not the way that a Leo might do. Let's see, they love to help other people. My dad loved to do things for other people. We go to Kentucky sometimes to visit. That's where our family's originally from, Kentucky. And I remember actually the last time that we took a trip there together. Um, there's a really good place. I'm not even sure what it's called actually. There's a place that makes really, really good fried fish. I think they're legendary for wherever this, maybe like a Shriners Hall somewhere, where they do fish fries, I believe, on Saturdays. And just oh man, it's the best. It's really the best. And just because that's the kind of person that he was, and this is an Aquarius like thing to do, he sent me to that place to get. Now our family's pretty big when everybody's there. Lots of cousins, uncles, aunts, kids running around. He sent me to the place where they sell that particular fried fish, and I think he spent a couple $100 just making sure that everybody that wanted some fish had some fish. And because of that kind of giving spirit, although expression, yeah, I mentioned that expression is something they have a hard time with sometimes, make for really good parents. And my mother is a Pisces, my father was an Aquarius, and I can tell you that I'm sure that they had their fights, but both of them did an outstanding job at not making me aware of it. Like if they fought a lot, I never knew anything about it. They only did it behind closed doors, and shielded me from that. And my sister, I think they probably shielded her from that too, but she was always more mature than I was anyway. She's a Cancer. No, I don't mean it that way. Then that's her sign. Love you, Laura. Let's see here. They can be uncompromising, almost a Taurus-like stubbornness. Although Taurus is the world champion of being stubborn, and Leos are national champs. Uh, just not to get off on too much of a tangent here, but it takes a really strong will to bust through a Taurus's defenses once they've put their walls up. You might even say you need somebody with the heart of a lion. Well, that might not be enough. What if you added the persistence of a Virgo to the heart of a lion? That's a special combination. We're talking about a Taurus. Well, that still may not be quite enough. I wonder if you had somebody with those characteristics and they were born on, let's say, the 22nd and therefore were a master builder, that might be just the perfect combination to deconstruct a Taurus wall. In fact, that combination of all those things with a Taurus would probably be a really great match for a romantic relationship or a lifetime partnership. Could be a very special connection, a magical one. You might even say once in a lifetime. I marvel just thinking about the possibilities of what such a combination could do in this life. But everything would have to be well balanced. Anyway, I digress. Back to Aquariuses. Good family people. They love, although they're not the best at expressing it, they do have a deep love for everyone that's in their life. They can be temperamental, especially if they're children. Lovey Jackson. But what kid can't be temperamental? This is a normal thing. To see a refined or a polished Aquarius in action is really a beautiful thing. They don't like limitations at all, very much like Leos in that way. Don't like to be told this isn't possible or that's not possible. They're going to find a way to do it, likely, if they're determined enough. They don't like dull things, whether that be dull food, dull colors, dull situations, dull people. They're just not the biggest fans. They love intellectual conversation. They're great conversationalists. Really good listeners. They love freedom, and I think I mentioned helping others or serving others. Really rational people. Yeah, not likely to make a decision emotionally. Very calculated in that respect. Very much like Pisces in that way. And I think, yeah, that's all I got for you for this particular video about Aquariuses. As I mentioned all the time, I'm just going to keep beating this dead horse as I increase my studying and become more knowledgeable about these things. I'll go deeper into these subjects, and I do have tarot card reading videos coming soon. For the meantime, trying to get the hang of this zodiac deal, and for anybody else out there that's interested in researching this area, I think that you'll find that you know a lot about it already. And if you make a list of the people that are in your life, your family, your friends, co-workers, and you've known them for a while and you know them fairly well, and you find out what their birthday is, well, that can tell you, I would say, 70% of the basic outline of what their characteristics and positives and negatives might be, and how you can help those people overcome those things. But yeah, just doing a little bit of research and then attributing that to a person that you know that you've discovered their sign, and then you'll find out that you know a lot more about this stuff than you might think. So thanks again for tuning in. Oh, just in case everybody didn't see the t-shirt, it's the Hulk. It's a little faded, but it says I'm kind of a big deal. Huh? Yeah. I think the Hulk is a Leo, maybe with that level of anger. Enormous green rage monster. Anyway, thanks for coming back. I'll see you guys again real soon. Next video I'm going to do Pisces. My mother's one, so I'm sure she'll enjoy that one. It'll be a good time for me too. Deuces.